Oh no. Before World War II, anti-Semitism was heating up across Europe. So let's take a closer look at one of the events that clearly show the developing hostility between Europe and Judaism. The Dreyfus Affair. Okay, for some background, because of France's defeat in the Franco-Prussian War of 1870, France and Germany really did not like each other. So you can imagine just how mad the French were when French documents that exposed military secrets were found in a trash can in the German embassy.
What? Oh no!
They were quick to point fingers at a French captain, Alfred Dreyfus, for being a spy for the Germans. And as you can probably guess, Dreyfus was not a Catholic or Christian, but rather a Jew. In fact, he was one of the first Jewish captains in the French military. Dreyfus was given a life sentence to Devil's Island, where, just as the name suggests, he spent years being tortured. What's tragic about this is that Dreyfus was not a spy at all. He was an innocent man.
Je ne l'ai pas fait! I did not do it!
When a French lieutenant, Georges Picquart, provided authorities with handwriting samples that proved that Dreyfus was innocent and that a French major was guilty, Picquart was demoted and sent to North Africa. This shows the government and military were knowingly sending an innocent Jewish man to life torture while conveniently ignoring the crimes of a Catholic French major. A very important name to remember is Émile Zola. Zola was a realist novelist and a relatively wealthy man who was infuriated by the Dreyfus Affair. As a result, he bought the front page of a well-known French newspaper and wrote a famous article called J'accuse, meaning I accuse. This article called out the government's corruption of punishing the wrong man and letting the guilty man get away, seemingly because of religion. These events were polarizing for the country, dividing France into Dreyfusards and anti-Dreyfusards. The Dreyfusards tended to be more liberalistic and believed that an innocent man's life was more important than the military or government's pride. The anti-Dreyfusards tended to be more conservative and anti-Semitic and held a strong sense of hyper-nationalism. This led to immense amounts of propaganda from both sides, many depicting Dreyfus and Zola in a very aggressive light, such as making them snakes, pigs, and several other insulting figures. Zola's actions even got him convicted of libel on several accounts. However, he was the leading force in fighting for another trial. In 1899, Dreyfus was finally sent to France for a second trial. Dreyfus was found guilty, yet again. Fortunately, he was given a presidential pardon that at least set him free from the island. However, it was another 7 years before Dreyfus was completely exonerated. Shalom! The Dreyfus Affair is a clear example of how a country's hyper-nationalism can easily turn to toxic nationalism. Unfortunately, these growing anti-Semitic views across Europe eventually snowballed into the disaster that was World War II. Another significant result of the affair is that it motivated Theodor Herzl to write The Jewish State and develop the theory of Zionism. Dreyfus was a dedicated man. Despite countless years of his life being destroyed and wasted by the French government and military, he still served for France in World War I.